Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today, we'll be doing another stock review about Apple. I think that since Apple was down, this would be a really good time for you guys to invest in Apple. Apple's, as soon as they make this contract, now there's been some remnants, there's been some information about Apple's autonomous car. Now, Apple's autonomous car is still going to be a car that you can drive, but they're focusing on the autonomous technology of the car. So first what we're going to do our traditional walkthrough of how we break down the stock, and then we'll get into some news stories because we understand that even though there was reminiscence about talking with Kia to make the autonomous car, and it seemed as though that particular information, that deal is off the table, but that deal is not ended. They still have a memorandum of understanding stating that they'll still be trying to work towards building Apple's autonomous car. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me share my screen here. You know, guys, when I'm struggling with one screen. So let's give it a quick look. Give me 1 second here. Share my screen with you guys. All right, here we go. So right now, Apple is actually up today at 1%, but believe me, when we get into the timeline here, you're going to see that Apple has actually been down. So over the past 5 years, we understand that Apple has been up 407% over the past year, almost 71% over the past 3 months, 5% the past month. Again, I told you Apple was down. And we're going to walk through this timeline and show you the differences. And then the past week, Apple's also been down. So let's go back to 5 years and let's look here. So, of course, this is the pandemic around here. And then here's some market corrections and market pullbacks. Now, when I show you Apple got up to 124, and a lot of us, we should have been privy of the information back in October to invest into it now. Now we see Apple hit $132, and now Apple is down to 122 on today. But nonetheless, Apple continues to innovate. Apple continues to grow. So I believe this is one of the stocks that you guys should actually invest in. And you can tell me, I have $1,289 invested in Apple, and I'm down. I'm still telling people to invest in Apple. You see that? My whole portfolio, my total return is down $3.57. And my total portfolio diversity is only 5%. I have 10 shares of Apple. I am not going to sell Apple. If you notice, I sold a lot of other my stocks, invested that money into my Tesla option, which is not panning out, but I'm not going to get rid of Apple. We're not going to walk through all this information here. We know that Apple deals in technology, to say the least, and the CEO is Tim Cook currently, and Apple is looking to what? Apple cars, okay? And there was this basically, here's a news story to tell you how I outperformed the market, but I'm loving the analyst ratings. The analyst ratings buy at 68%, hold at 24%, and sell at 7%. I believe that's right on the market. That's right on point. So let's get into this. It says here, the bull says, between greater smartphone penetration in emerging markets and repeat sales to current customers, Apple has plenty of opportunity to reap the rewards of its iPhone business. But see, the one thing they're neglecting is the autonomous car information, where we're going to get into. Apple's iPhone and iOS operating system have consistently been rated the head of the pack in terms of customer loyalty, engagement, and security, which bodes well long-term customer retention. We think Apple is still innovative with introduction of Apple Pay, Apple Watch, Apple TV, and AirPods. Each of these could drive the incremental revenue, but more crucially, help to retain the iPhone's users over time, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, we understand that Apple is no small thing, okay? We understand that Apple is no small thing. Apple has been around for a very long time, and a lot of you are on your Apple devices. Now me, I like Apple devices, but I don't like the software, but they have great software. People have told me that Apple's a great company. Me, I'm a Google guy. I mean, that's preference, right? It's all about preference, but we understand that Apple is still a great company. All right, let's get back into it. Now, people who fall into this segment, we're not gonna really go into earnings. We kind of went over it already. Here's some of my dealings with Apple. I received $2.07 of the dividends because Apple does do pretty good dividends. So for 10 stocks, I only got $2. So you can do the math on that one. Now, people who fall in this area, because again, all of these companies you see at the bottom are technology companies. Yes, Facebook, you may look at it as a social media stock, but no, Facebook is a technology company. You may look at Amazon like an e-commerce, but it's that also Amazon is a technology company. We understand that Tesla's a technology company, and we understand that Microsoft is a technology company. Tech is so big that it deals in electric vehicles, it deals in e-commerce, it deals in social media, it deals in software and hardware like Microsoft. So we have to look at this on a very, very large scale. Okay, so the question that you may have is why should you invest in Apple? So let's go over and let's get into some information that I believe that should spark your interest of you actually investing in Apple. Okay, so let's move over here. It says right here, oh, hold up, give me 1 second. I always do this, don't I? That's what happens when you use one screen, guys. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. We're gonna share this one right here. Boom, there we go. So it says right here, I'm gonna blow this up as much as I can, that Apple more than doubled road testing of its self-driving cars in 2020 as the autonomous technology improved, though it still significantly lies behind rivals as it looks eventually to launch a consumer vehicle. Okay, we need to understand that Apple is set upon the goals that they have in the autonomous electric vehicle market. It says the company car drove 18,805 miles last year, up from 7,544 miles in 2019. Now they said that in California-based technology giant also reported 130 disengagements, the number of times a human driver had to take over, up from 64. That resulted in a disengagement every 145 miles, compared with every 118 miles in 2019. So they're getting better. That's all this is stating, okay? They're talking about all the testing they've been doing. It also says Apple ramped up work recently up on its autonomous electric car to compete with Tesla. You see that? To complete. Oh, man, I messed that all up, didn't I? All right, where am I? To compete with Tesla. Okay, so that's very important, to compete with Tesla and General Motors and some other car makers. Says the company has hundreds of engineers working on an underlying self-driving system, and a subset of its car team is focusing on the actual consumer vehicle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important because, again, I want you guys to start getting the mind frame of investing early. And for you guys who think $100 and something to invest in Apple, you would be outside your mind if you believe that's a large price tag. It is not. Apple's going to be very profitable. Now, right now, the whole entire market is rocking. You see stocks that have been performing well for the past 5 years, they're kind of on a decline. So we have to think with an investor mindset like, okay, if these stocks are on sale, especially Apple, it's time to invest. It's time to invest in Apple. Now, some of you who are not familiar with my background, I'm currently in Brazil. A buddy of mine just showed up. So we're going to go get some breakfast here. But I'm going to finish the stock review. I'm glad you guys are with me. I told you I got to continue to give you guys the good work. I was up early this morning researching this stock. But nonetheless, I think that this can be a really, really good investment for you guys. But you have to invest now. It's when the market is down. That is when you want to invest. All right. Let me stop bumping my gums and let me start sharing this other one with you, because this is important too. Because a lot of people think that this co-op, this banding together is over. It really isn't, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really isn't. Okay. Now, here's a story that a lot of you guys may not be familiar with. Let me bring that back a little bit. Okay. Give me 1 second. I got a mouse. I'm not even using it. All right, here we go. Now it says here that shares in Hyundai Motor Company's affiliate Kia was rolled earlier this year after Hyundai initially confirmed early stage talks with the tech giant on autonomous electric cars. Again, they're dealing with Kia by the way of Hyundai, because we know Hyundai and Kia are affiliates. They are also sister companies, but we know that Hyundai is the big apple in the game. And it says here, it says Friday, and I'm right here, ladies and gentlemen. It says Friday that Apple and Kia had signed a memorandum of understanding last year and had agreed to pursue cooperation in 8 sectors. 8 sectors, including electric vehicles. It said negotiations on electric vehicles have not been completely canceled. Okay, let me highlight this for you guys who knew of this information, But this is what you didn't know. It said negotiations on electric vehicles have not been completely canceled, and that's very, very important. Important for you guys to invest in, because again, we're thinking long term. And with a company like Apple, they have those dividends that we all know and love. Now, in the midst of these negotiations, it says, even if the negotiations on electric vehicle fails, there are many items that can be negotiated in other fields. So we are still optimistic about the possibility of partnership. We're still optimistic about the possibility of a partnership between the two sides. And it says sources familiar with negotiations between Hyundai and Apple are saying. So listen, this deal is not done. This deal is still going long and strong. So if you got a Apple TV, an Apple Watch, an Apple phone, what else they got out there? An Apple tablet, a MacBook, AirPods. This thing about this, everything you have, it's all Apple, right? When they make this autonomous Apple car, that ecosystem is going to grow, and all those different devices, smart devices, are going to intertwine into your car, like somehow, some way, right? You can be on your phone and you can swipe up, and on the dash of the LCD screen in your car, it's going to go there. I promise you, Apple is all about integrating every piece of the ecosystem. And for you Apple users out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what really kind of makes me confused about investors is that you have all these products around. You'll have the AirPods, you'll have the MacBook, you'll have the Mac tablet. I don't know the actual name of it. You will have an Apple Watch. You'll have a Apple phone, but you won't buy the Apple stock. Does that make any sense? You should definitely, if you're an investor, you should definitely invest in a company that you actually invest in by buying their products. I want to say good morning to Shauna. Thank you for joining me today. Learning every day. Thank you, good sir. And I see we have Isaiah Hernandez. Okay, he said, God bless everyone. We thank you for those well wishes. Okay. So here's some pictures that I think that, you guys may want to look at. I don't know. Let's look at it though. Let's look at it though. Hold on. Let me get these pictures right here for you guys. Now, these are some versions of the Apple Card that you guys, essentially could be possibly. Let's see here. There we go. So here's some replicas. Here's some prototypes. And this image has been thrown around the internet for the past couple of years. Believe it or not, I like it. And listen, they're talking about you can program your car where when you walk with your Apple Watch and or your Apple phone, if you walk past the front of your car, it starts up automatically. You get what I'm saying? You can program your car to actually do that. So that's very, very important, that because we all want technology to be integrated with one another. So the ease of use and the ease within your life. So that's just a thought. I mean, I don't really have too much else to say about it, except that you guys need to invest. Because again, I have 10 shares of Apple and they paid me $2.07 for dividends. Now, that's not a lot. But when you really think about it, some of you guys got 100. Some of you guys got 100 shares of Apple. So for every 10 shares, you get $2. So that's still more money that you have if you went with another buyer. Apple is very, very profitable. Let me show you one more thing. I'm going to go with a market watch because we're going to look at the hard numbers of Apple's dividends. I know some of you guys would love to see that. So let's look at that very, very quickly. Apple stock. Right now, Apple is up almost 2%. So as I tell you, it's time to invest now, ladies and gentlemen. So you only get 20 cents, okay, for each Apple stock, and they just paid it the fifth. Let me get rid of this one really quickly. Give me 1 second. And let me share this one with you guys. Here we go. don't know why it keeps doing that. All right, this is what we're looking at, okay? This is the total performance. Okay, we're looking at the total performance first. And you notice in the past year, Apple's been up 80, but the analysts here on Market Watch is saying that Apple, it's over, that it's been highly bought. But hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, regardless, damn that rating, okay? Damn it, okay? Apple is gonna be a very, very profitable company, because when we look at their EPS, which is earning per share, look at this. Very, very profitable company. And guess what? This is a profitable company that's still growing, that's still innovating, that's still inventing, and still giving you dividends. Now, some of you say those are measly dividends, and you're right. That's not a lot of dividends, but as I said before, for every 10 stocks you get $2. But think about it like this. For every 10 stocks, you get $2. So you're getting money back on your investment automatically. Then the potential for growth, okay? Then the innovation. Every year, Apple builds and upgrades their software on their watch. And then I think every 2 years they come out with a new watch, or maybe every year, but we know every year they come out with a new cell phone. Every year they're updating their MacBooks and AirPods and blah, 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 this version and that version. So again, the innovation is there. Now they're going into the autonomous vehicle market, and they're not going to give up. Once Apple is one of those companies that really don't abandon the idea, because before they come public, they do a lot of research. Now, Google, which the company I like, is Google, they're different. They're like, hey, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's see. And then, that didn't work out. So they pull back out. Okay, they've done it with a lot of projects. Apple's not like that. Apple's like, we're going to take our time. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to take our time. Then we're going to test the market. So they got all of these other companies they're looking at, like Tesla, NIO, General Motors, and Toyota. They're looking at all these autonomous car companies, BMW, Audi. They said, let's just research those companies and see how the people, the market, okay, the consumers are actually looking at them. So Apple said, you know what? This is going to be profitable, because we're going to make a whole entire ecosystem, and we're going to make it very, very integrated into all of our software. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have Apple, you should be investing in this company right now. Now, just like any information I give you, take it with a grain of salt, because I can't promise you that you'll make a lot of money, and I can't promise you that you'll lose a lot of money, but I can tell you, over the course of time, you're going to be thanking me that you made this investment. You guys have a great day. I'm recording from Brazil, so good morning to you. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great day.